Okie dokie. So this is a question from Emily. It's a follow-up to a video that I did called Returning to Sport Too Soon. Emily says, what about when people close to you talk about exercise? I find it triggering, the same as when people mention diets, etc. I'm still on the path to rewiring movement. I've been recovering for 10 months, and I still find it so hard when it comes to conversation. I'd love you to talk about this in the context of relationships too. I think my eating disorder grabs onto anything people say about food or exercise and uses it to question my recovery. I would feel weird asking my partner to never mention the gym around me, so I'd love to hear your thoughts. Alright, so if you're 10 months in, something scared him. Aspo, you're right, buddy. If you're 10 months into recovery, then I would say that you're at the stage where you can actually start to challenge being triggered. And what we have to remember there is always a choice to be triggered. So what is happening when we are being triggered, what that is actually happening is it means that something is jogging neural pathways to the forefront. Something has happened, something environmental has happened, which has brought neural pathways, memories, thought patterns, whatever it is, to the front of your brain. And that happens all the time everywhere, but it's annoying when it happens around something that you're trying not to do or something negative. And so you're trying to, all right, not going to do compulsive exercise, not going to the gym. You're trying to rewire those neural pathways. And what happens when somebody, like someone close to you, says, oh, I had a great time in the gym this morning. I mean, I don't know that anyone ever says that, do they? All right, they wouldn't say that. They might say, oh, I went to the gym this morning. That's a bit more realistic, isn't it? Nobody has a good time in the gym, do they? Honestly. If that's your idea of a good time, then I feel bad for you. Well, when I had an eating disorder, that was my idea of a great time. Friday nights in the gym? Yeah, bring it on. Anyway, so what you have to start doing is, rather than hiding from these things, because what we're doing when we're sort of hiding from these things is we're trying not to have anything bring those neural pathways to the forefront, because then we don't have to deal with them. And we're not confident that if something does bring them to the forefront, that we're able to deal with them. But you're 10 months in now, so you should be getting to the point where you are ready to actually take this on. So rather than trying to prevent yourself being, quote unquote, triggered, I hate that word, don't know what else to use, then what you need to do is you need to start desensitizing your brain to those things, to those environmental triggers. The way we're going to do that is by allowing yourself to be triggered, allowing things to bring those neural pathways to the front. And when that happens, not allowing yourself to react in the way that those neural pathways want you to. For example, partner comes in and says, I had a mediocre time in the gym this morning. And your eating disorder neural pathways are going to be brought to the front, and those thought patterns that are associated with the word gym and the fact that you're not going are going to start going, fuck, I should be going to the gym, I'm such a lazy bastard, blah, 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 eating disorder, eating disorder, eating disorder. And what those neural pathways, what that fear response that triggers, because those neural pathways, those thoughts figure your fear response, fear of weight gain, and your fear of weight gain then goes, oh, I've got to go to this gym, that's what I need to do, that's what I need to do. Now, think about that as like a pop-up screen on your computer. That is a decision-making moment. In that moment, you can either decide to go along with your eating disorder neural pathways and get your gym kit and go off to the gym, or you can decide to rewire them and go, thank you very much, brain, for suggesting that, but we don't do that anymore, do we? We're trying to forget that shit. And so your action, your next action, will really inform your brain. Now, it's not as simple as that. You might decide not to go to the gym, but you also might decide to restrict food a little bit the next time you eat, wouldn't you? Oh, that means you're agreeing with those eating disorder neural pathways, doesn't it? That means that you are reinforcing your fear of weight gain via your actions, and you're also reinforcing those neural pathways that came up, the very ones that you're trying to get to go away. Now, even better than just not going to the gym and not restricting, you could make a concerted effort to, just because your brain spewed up those old neural pathways that you don't want, you could make an effort to go, right, I'm going out and eating a cream pie, see how you like that. And that really teaches your brain that those neural pathways are no longer relevant. That's what you have to start doing. Don't avoid people talking about fitness or diets or anything like that. Actually, take control of the situation and go and seek it. Put yourself in those positions just so you have the opportunity to do some really, really big neural rewiring. And what the aim is to make ourselves trigger proof. And you are trigger proof when you can go and sit, I don't know, walking on a diet convention talk for anything like that, and you can sit there and it can have no effect on you whatsoever, and your brain doesn't spew up anything other than this is a load of crap. That's where we want to get you, and that is a much more sustainable place to be in recovery. So, hope that helps, Emily. Bye.